Hello and welcome back to Time for Gardening. If you're dreaming of a charming English garden filled with vintage flair, upcycled treasures, and containers that won't break the bank, you're in the right place. Whether you have a small backyard, a cozy courtyard, or even a sunny balcony, today's ideas will inspire you to create magic with what you already have. From repurposed ladders and lace-covered pots to whimsical rain-boot flower towers, each idea is brimming with beauty, nostalgia, and practical charm. Stay with us until the end to discover budget-friendly inspirations that bring timeless English elegance to any garden space. An old wooden ladder weathered by time finds new life in the English garden as a trellis for climbing roses. Positioned against a whitewashed fence or nestled between herbaceous borders, it gracefully supports soft pink blooms that spill over each rung. This unexpected structure becomes a charming focal point, blending vintage character with practical gardening function. As the roses reach higher, the ladder invites the eye upward, enhancing the garden's sense of vertical space. The interplay of rustic wood and delicate petals embodies the heart of cottage gardening, beauty rooted in simplicity and reuse. It's a romantic solution for gardeners seeking height and history without the cost of custom trellises. Simple galvanized buckets, often overlooked, can become vessels of life when grouped together in a sun-dappled garden corner. Their silvery tones reflect light and highlight the varied greens of herbs like thyme, sage, and rosemary. Each bucket can be labeled with chalk or painted signs, adding personality to the arrangement. Placed near a kitchen door or along a low fence, these containers not only offer fresh culinary ingredients but bring a nostalgic, utilitarian charm to the space. The combination of scent, texture, and humble materials helps create an inviting corner that feels thoughtfully curated, yet effortless. Old wooden shutters, often found in flea markets or barn sales, transform beautifully into vertical planters with a touch of creativity. When mounted on a garden wall or fence, they serve as a striking display board for terracotta pots and cascading blooms like lobelia or geraniums. This living wall of color is ideal for small gardens or courtyards where ground space is limited. The shutters, once forgotten architectural elements, take on new purpose and personality, enhancing the vertical rhythm of the garden while celebrating resourcefulness. Delicate floral tea tins, reminiscent of English tea time traditions, become delightful mini planters for violas, pansies, or mint. Their intricate prints and pastel hues add a touch of whimsy to shelves, garden trays, or windowsills, merging floral beauty with nostalgic design. Grouped together, these tins tell a story of quiet afternoons, treasured objects, and a love for the details that make a space feel personal. They're a charming choice for gardeners who enjoy small, movable displays with vintage flair. A rusted wheelbarrow once destined for the dump is reborn as a mobile flower bed bursting with color. Filled with potting soil and planted with petunias, snapdragons, and trailing alyssum, it becomes a dynamic centerpiece that can be shifted throughout the seasons. This movable garden bed allows for flexibility and experimentation. It's perfect for seniors or gardeners with limited mobility, and it captures the English spirit of transforming the practical into the poetic with a simple, heartfelt touch. Mounted on a fence or garden shed, upcycled wicker baskets bring warmth and texture to vertical gardening. Each one becomes a cradle for trailing verbena, ivy, or fuchsia, softening the wood and creating a layered, lived-in atmosphere. Their natural material contrasts beautifully with bold florals and green foliage, making them ideal for gardeners who enjoy organic elements. The baskets may fade or fray over time, but this only adds to the romantic, timeless aesthetic of an English cottage garden. A vintage mirror hung on a garden fence doesn't just reflect the blooms. It multiplies the sense of space and light. Framed in aged wood or ornate iron, the mirror becomes a portal that expands the garden visually and adds a touch of indoor elegance to the outdoors. Strategically placed to catch the sun or reflect your most vibrant plants, the mirror adds depth and enchantment. It turns a simple corner into a focal point, offering surprise and delight as the seasons shift. Stacked antique drawers, painted in soft blues and creams, form a charming tiered garden perfect for a patio or narrow strip. Each drawer can hold a different bloom or herb, creating a cascading tapestry of texture and scent. This vertical structure not only saves space but tells a layered story, perhaps of an old dresser once in a family home, now given new purpose under the sky. It's a creative and sentimental way to honor both past and present in the garden. With a few nails and a coat of paint, a wooden pallet is transformed into a cottage bench with built-in planters. Soft pastels, sage green, antique white, highlight the rustic charm, while trailing plants tumble from the planter boxes below. It's a restful spot to pause and enjoy the blooms, perfect for tea or reading in the garden. The integration of seating and growing space makes it both beautiful and functional, just what a budget-friendly English garden needs. An old step ladder, painted and propped against a fence, turns into a vertical shelf for container blooms. Terracotta pots filled with daisies, marigolds, or herbs sit on each rung, catching light and drawing the eye upward. This floral display brings playful structure to a cottage garden, and its small footprint makes it ideal for compact spaces. With a few plants and a brush of paint, a forgotten item becomes the star of the garden. Chipped teacups, floral pattern mugs, and antique sugar bowls come alive as dainty garden containers in this charming idea. These tiny vessels, once tucked away in cupboards, now cradle pansies, succulents, and herbs, turning a simple table or windowsill into a storybook scene. Placed in clusters or lined along a shelf, they embody the English tradition of making beauty from what's already at hand. With every cup that spills over with blooms, the garden gains a touch of nostalgia, warmth, and quiet charm. Old metal bird cages, painted in soft hues or left naturally rusted, become elegant hanging planters in a romantic English garden. Suspended from tree branches or shepherd's hooks, they cradle ivy, lobelia, or miniature fuchsias like living chandeliers. As the plants spill gracefully from their cages, they create height and movement, drawing the eye upward. These suspended floral orbs add whimsy and layered dimension to the garden, making them a perfect focal point in even the smallest outdoor spaces. old wrought iron gate leans against a fence, its curves entwined with ivy and morning glory. This once functional piece now serves as a sculptural element, bringing structure and elegance to the soft plantings around it. As the greenery grows, the gate blurs the line between utility and art. It draws visitors inward, suggesting a hidden path or secret space just beyond, and offers a subtle yet powerful anchor for surrounding bloom. Simple tin cans take on new life when painted in pastel tones and filled with pebbles or sand to line a garden path. Their surfaces reflect the dappled sun, while solar lights or fairy bulbs inside create a magical glow come evening. These cheerful markers add rhythm and charm to walkways, guiding steps through beds of roses or lavender. They're proof that with a bit of paint and creativity, even discarded objects can become part of a dreamy garden journey. Ordinary clay pots are transformed with the delicate touch of vintage lace, adhered to their rims and sealed for durability. The contrast of soft fabric against earthy terracotta makes for a beautiful blend of textures, ideal for romantic plantings like daisies or cosmos. Arranged on benches or steps, these pots bring a sense of English refinement and handmade beauty. The lace whispers of heirlooms and quiet mornings, elevating simple container gardening into a more intimate expression of style. A cast iron bed headboard stands tall at the entrance of the garden, framing the view with ornate curves and trailing honeysuckle. It feels both surprising and right at home, a relic from the bedroom now welcoming guests into an outdoor dreamscape. As plants twine their way through the bars, the structure gains new life. It becomes not just an arch but a metaphor, something old made beautiful again, giving the garden a grand and grounded sense of place. Painted sections of old rain gutters are mounted to the fence and filled with soil, transforming into sleek horizontal planters. Herbs, strawberries, or low-growing blooms like alyssum fill them with fragrance and color. These space-saving troughs work wonders in small gardens, especially where ground space is limited. And though humble in origin, they offer a clean and functional solution with unmistakable English charm when paired with trailing green edges. weathered wooden toolbox finds new purpose as a floral centerpiece, its compartments packed with pansies, alyssum, or trailing ivy. Painted in soft sage or cream, it fits effortlessly into the cottage aesthetic while adding portability to garden design. Whether placed on a bench or the center of an outdoor table, it becomes both functional and decorative. The aged wood and blooming plants reflect a gardener's care for both form and memory. An old window frame, stripped of glass but full of stories, becomes a trellis when fixed upright against a wall or fence. Sweet peas or clematis weave their way through the panes, creating a grid of green and bloom. This idea adds vertical interest and architectural charm without overpowering its surroundings. It invites the viewer to look through the garden in a new way, combining transparency, structure, and soft growth. Sheer lace curtains mounted along a stretch of fence sway gently in the breeze. Their delicate texture softens the boundary between garden and beyond, creating a romantic and semi-private retreat. With sunlight filtering through the fabric and flower beds blooming nearby, the result is pure enchantment. It's a simple yet evocative way to introduce grace and intimacy into any cottage-style space. old porcelain sink, once tucked into a bathroom or laundry room, becomes an unexpected delight when repurposed as a garden fountain. Positioned atop bricks or nestled among rosemary and lavender, water flows gently through its bowl, inviting birds and adding movement to the space. The sound of trickling water blends beautifully with the rustle of leaves, adding a multisensory experience to your garden retreat. This budget-friendly feature is both functional and poetic, a true celebration of reuse, serenity, and English cottage charm. Vintage milk jugs or cream cans, often overlooked at thrift stores, transform into whimsical garden lights with the addition of warm LEDs or solar bulbs. Placed strategically along pathways or near benches, they offer a soft glow that guides evening strolls. Their nostalgic form and gentle illumination evoke simpler times, enhancing the garden's sense of warmth and welcome. It's a magical touch that turns ordinary corners into memorable nighttime moments. An old wooden bookshelf, rescued from a garage or second-hand shop, becomes a vertical container garden with layers of personality. Each shelf hosts an assortment of potted plants, perhaps lavender on the top, mint on the middle, and marigolds below, creating a cascading effect. This setup is ideal for small patios or urban English gardens where space is precious. It brings structure and variety in one go, making it both a visual anchor and a flexible growing solution for seasoned and new gardeners alike. A salvaged wooden door, complete with original paint or distressed patina, stands upright to form the backdrop of a cozy potting corner. Hooks hold garden tools and wire baskets, while a simple table in front acts as a work surface for planting and arranging. This station feels both nostalgic and purposeful, like a tucked-away spot in an old English farmhouse. It encourages quiet garden rituals, where planting becomes a slow, thoughtful pleasure rather than a chore. A collection of small birdhouses painted in soft blues, creams, and pinks lines the fence like a tiny village. Perched at varying heights and surrounded by climbing plants, they invite songbirds while adding personality to an otherwise plain wall. This joyful display adds life to both the structure and the soundscape of the garden. It reminds us that beauty often lies in the details, and that even the simplest wooden boxes can become homes for winged visitors. A foldable ironing board, relic of another era, becomes an unexpected vertical display for garden pots and tools. Leaned against a wall or open flat as a table, It offers slender shelves for everything from basil planters to vintage watering cans. Its narrow shape makes it perfect for tight garden nooks or balcony corners. Functional yet nostalgic, it weaves a sense of domestic history into the garden narrative. Another example of turning the overlooked into the beloved. A lineup of colorful rain boots, mismatched and playful, is filled with soil and flowering plants like nasturtiums or violas. Placed along a path or porch, they bring instant cheer and conversation to the space. These floral towers are especially loved by children and nostalgic gardeners alike, adding a touch of British humor and joy. It's a simple way to reuse worn-out boots and give your garden a bright and welcoming accent. Old candle lanterns, especially those with glass sides, are reimagined as tiny greenhouses for seedlings or moisture-loving plants. Placed on tables or tucked between flower beds, they offer warmth and protection in cooler months. These miniature environments allow gardeners to experiment with delicate herbs or ferns in style. With their vintage charm and practical benefits, they make ideal accents for patios and balconies alike. Wire baskets mounted on fences or garden walls become airy containers for flowers and herbs. Lined with moss or burlap, they hold soil and allow drainage, making them ideal for trailing varieties like lobelia or nasturtiums. This lightweight solution adds vertical flair while showcasing a mix of textures, metal, greenery, and blossoms. It's especially useful for renters or those who want a mobile, modular planting system with rustic appeal. A wooden window box overflows with lavender, daisies, and trailing ivy, framed gently by a lace valance hung above. This small gesture adds softness to any garden window or fence nook, turning the scene into a vignette of romantic calm. Together, the box and curtain evoke a sense of an English cottage from within, inviting you to slow down, take in the scent of flowers, and enjoy the delicate beauty of well-loved detail. Wasn't that a lovely journey through upcycled and container garden creativity? These simple yet stunning ideas prove that with a little imagination and heart, your English garden can bloom with charm, no matter your budget or space. We'd love to hear which idea you're planning to try, so leave us a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Thyme for Gardening, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more cozy garden inspirations coming your way.